Happy game day, Bengals fans, and welcome in to our TriHealth pregame live stream as we get set for the final regular season game for the Bengals before they get ready for the playoffs. We do have the second installment of the Battle of Ohio to end the regular season between Cleveland and Cincinnati. I'm Marisa Contipelli, joined alongside Geoff Hobson. Here are the Bengals inactives this afternoon: Joe Burrow, Evan McPherson, T. Higgins, DJ Reader, Logan Wilson, Jalen Davis, and Cam Sample. So a lot of players getting some rest before the team gears up for the playoff run. And Geoff, I think it's the right move having Joe Burrow sit out this game. We'll see a lot of Brandon Allen. For me, I want Burrow as far away as possible from that Cleveland pass rush, get him healthy, get him rested up for the playoffs. What do you expect to see out of this Bengals offense this afternoon?
Well, that's it's either a preseason finale or in the playoffs with that inactive list. It can be only one of two things, so I'm glad it's the latter. I think that, I think you'll see a lot of running the ball. I think we're getting a glimpse of the future of the interior line. I think Jackson Carman probably at left guard, TriHealth at center. Be interesting what they do at right guard. I think they want to see Dante Smith, the rookie, the fourth rounder, who had a really impressive training camp, but had a knee injury, had an illness, and is just kind of getting back into the swing of it. I think they'd like to see what he does. So, they're kind of banking on those three guys for the future in the middle there. So that's going to be something that's interesting to look at.
Yeah, that's a great point. And especially this is the perfect type of game where you have that playoff position locked up. Let's go see what some of these younger guys can do. And when it comes to the run game, I'm with you, Geoff. I expect it to be a pretty heavy dose of running the football, keeping it on the ground. And I'm excited to see Samaje Perine, in that kind of lead back role. But I really want to see what Chris Evans can do out there. We've seen glimpses of him, at times this season. It was great when they were in Detroit and he had his first career touchdown, what he could do in the passing game. But really getting a chance to see him on the ground a little bit more is something I'm definitely looking forward to.
I mean, I'd like to see, can they play this game in 2.5 hours? I'd like to see that, kind of an old Cincinnati Reds game with Johnny Vandermeer or something. Real quick one, running the ball, try to get that run game established. Try not to, you don't want to get Brandon Allen hurt either. That's the other thing in here. I agree with you, keeping Burrow, 4 hours away from this thing, and I think they probably want to keep, you don't want to go in with your backup guy dinged either.
Mm-hmm.
So you got Myles Garrett over there pawing the dirt. He wants to add to his 15 sacks, no doubt. So, I think they probably don't want to play Jonah Williams all that much either. So you see Fred Johnson, probably at left tackle, see a lot of snaps with him, and Fred's a real good run blocker, and that's probably the best way to defend Garrett. So, yeah, I think you're right, Marisa, to talk about Samaje and Evans and Williams. I think we'll see a lot of them.
Yeah, and that's a great point too, Geoff. Just some of the starters, if they're going to play, how long are they going to play in this one? There's still a handful, as we can see right in front of our screen. There's a lot of guys who are dressed today, and I know Jamar Chase being one of them. He's just 12 yards away from breaking Chad Johnson's single-season receiving record that was set in 2007 with 1,440 receiving yards. I would hope that Jamar is in there at least long enough to be able to break that, because that would just be a phenomenal feat for him to achieve with just every other record he has broken in his rookie season.
Yeah, I think he better get it quick, because I don't think they're going to. I like what the Eagles did with Devontae Smith last night, and they went right at him on the first couple of targets. So I don't think they're going to hang around. If he can't get it early, if he can't get it in that first series, I don't know how much we'll see of him. I don't know how much we'll see of Tyler Boyd. I guess Eli Apple's not going to play. He's pretty happy, but I think that Chase better get it early. A lot of Mike Thomas, a lot of Stanley Morgan Jr., guys who have really been, Thomas and Stanley. We've seen. I think they've had really good years on special teams as gunners. As they say, they'll expand their role today.
I love seeing Eli Apple just already celebrating the moment and the day. If you have not seen this past week, we put out a really fun best of celebrations feature on Bengals.com and on the Twitter and social media pages. And a lot of the defensive guys were saying Eli Apple has some of the best celebrations on the team. Eli also gave his best gritty during that feature, so highly recommend going and checking that out. It is must-watch content. But I have to love, Eli and just the way he celebrates the moment. And you look at this guy in front of us too, Geoff, Kevin Huber. I mean, this is going to be his 207th game, tying Ken Riley for the most appearances as a Bengal in the regular season. I mean, that is just a phenomenal accomplishment as well. So I have to give a lot of props to Kevin Huber and just the ability for him to have remained pretty healthy over the course of his Bengals career.
I love the shot of Apple and Huber together because to me they represent so much about the league. Mm-hmm. Apple, this is his fourth shot and he's finally found a home, and it's great. He's really, the guy came under a lot of heat as a first round pick. I think he was the 10th pick of the draft out of Ohio State, and it took him 4 years, but he's found the home and he's really fitting well. And a guy like Huber, he was home. He never left. That's the amazing thing about it. I mean, to me, it's unbelievable that anybody plays 207 games in the league. But to do it in your hometown, where you grew up, where you went to high school, where you went to college, and then to tie the record for the most games played for your pro team that you grew up watching, that's a great story too.
It's something special. And I know Bengals fans are probably hoping maybe Sam Hubbard can get up pretty high on that list as well, getting into the 200s hopefully one day, as we all hope he has a long career as a Cincinnati Bengal. But Geoff, I want to talk a little bit about, so the Bengals have been 5-2 since the bye week. And during our Who Day conversations from this last week, you, Dan, and Dave were talking about pivotal moments from the course of this season. And I loved how you referenced that first game out of the bye when they were playing in Las Vegas, and your line, what happened in Vegas didn't stay in Vegas. Absolutely loved that because it's been so true. What have you seen out of this team from the moment, they took the field in Vegas, because it seems like they've been a different team, down here as of late, and that they have all the confidence in the world, and they've really gotten and grasped, this different type of momentum.
Yeah, I think you just hit it on the head. Confidence. That's what's been different. It seemed like before Vegas and the bye, they were kind of feeling their way around, kind of who they were, and they were trying to get their footing, and that was pretty clear when two bad losses, to blow the 11-point lead in New York to the Jets, and then to get blown out at home against these Browns. Those were tough to swallow, and they came back great. Zach Taylor and his staff did a hell of a job. Bye came at a perfect time, and the coaches and the players did a hell of a job responding to that. And the game in Vegas, tough, hard-nosed. Lapp would call it, for the first 3.5 quarters, it was a slobber knocker. And they proved that they could win a slobber knocker. And I think that was big. Mm-hmm. They knew that Burrow and Chase could take them places. But Chase had kind of, teams had figured out who Chase was. They had to adjust. The great running of Joe Mixon. And Burrow still came up with a clutch throw, but they could do it. The defense, Evan McPherson had the 3 field goals of 50. The defense came up with stop after stop. So I think they proved that they could go on the road. And the Raiders were 5-4 too. And not only were the Raiders 5-4, but they were looking at 7 of their last 8 games at AFC teams that had at least 5 or 6 wins. So they had to get off the dime. They had to do exactly what you said. They had to go 5-2. They had to get the 10 wins. And they had to get one in Vegas, because if they didn't get one there, it's just a long uphill climb. So, but the way they did it, physicality, running the ball, I think that gave them a lot of confidence. And like I say, the last play of the first half, Burrow gets hit on his same knee, and then he comes out of the gate, and first play of the second half, hangs in the pocket, takes a shot, gets a 17-yarder to Chase, and I don't think they've looked back since.
They really haven't. And you said it, Geoff, this team has found ways to win in different type of ways throughout the season. Last week, we saw it with the defense stepping up huge in that second half against Kansas City. Will be interesting to see what happens here in the regular season finale between the Bengals and the Browns, Week 18 before Cincinnati takes on the playoffs. Thanks for tuning in to our TriHealth pregame live stream. You can catch all of the action coming up just after 1 p.m. Eastern on Fox, or you can tune in to the Bengals radio network with Dan Horde and Dave Lapham.